Hey, this is Joe from Noiselash and Smart Noise, and today I want to dive into Spotify's biggest app update in recent memory. And at the Spotify stream on 2023, which was just a few days ago, they announced a range of new features, such as TikTok-style discovery feeds, native pre-saves, and campaign tools for artists and their teams that basically making it easier than ever to promote and share their music with fans. Now, I want to look at what these features and updates are with you and basically see how they will affect the way that you promote your music. So, the first update is something that every single artist has been asking for years, which is pre-saves. And what they are called is countdown pages. This feature is not available to all artists, but I think it will probably be available within the next 5 to 12 months. And what it does is it allows artists to create countdown pages to build hype for their next release and basically let fans pre-save their next release very easily. Now, we have our own platform, and one of the features we have is pre-saves, more specifically lifetime pre-saves. And with our platform, any artist fans can pre-save all the future releases by going through the pre-save process just once, and get their email and also receive automated email notifications on release date. But I know that the issue of having fans logging into Spotify to pre-save has always been a problem for any platform that offers pre-save, so not just our platform Smart Noise. So with this new update from Spotify, it won't be a problem anymore. So fans can pre-save a release very, very easily. With that said, in my opinion, there are a few things to consider. One is that Spotify is notorious for being a very closed platform in terms of data and not offering that much data about fans. They started doing it in the past 6 months, but in my opinion, it's still a very closed platform. And so while I think it's amazing that fans can pre-save from the Spotify app without having to log in again, I would be curious to know if they would even allow you to download the email list from pre-saves, because that's extremely valuable. Another problem that I see with pre-saves, which still remains, is probably the thing that I dislike the most about pre-saves in general, is the fact that your fans need to go through the same process every single time for every release. And every release you need to drive traffic to your pre-save page, and every release you need to use a lot of energy and focus just for that. And this is why we actually made lifetime pre-saves on our platform, because after the first time that your fans pre-save, they wouldn't have to do it again. And they will still have to log in with their Spotify account, but if you find a good incentive and you don't simply tell your fans, hey, I have this new song, go and pre-save, you will likely see success. For instance, an artist that we have been working with went viral on TikTok, and every video that she's posting now is basically still doing crazy numbers. And since she's sending traffic to her link in bio, and she's using Smart Noise lifetime pre-save pages, she's not only collecting thousands of emails every day, but these thousands of pre-saves will also be there on every next release. And she would have been able to capitalize from this viral moment in the very best way. So I think native pre-saves are a much needed update, and I think a lot of artists will use them, and it will make a lot of artists happy without any doubts. But I still don't think it's the ultimate solution for artists and their teams, because as I said, I don't think they will give you the option to download the email. You would not have pixel data to retarget these fans. So it's always in the Spotify ecosystem, which is awesome. But I don't think it's the ultimate solution anyway. The next update is clips, and I really like this one. They are essentially adding TikTok style discovery feeds into their platform, and artists can use this tool to create behind the scenes footage, teasers, and other engaging content to help promote their music and connect with their audience. And I actually wonder if they are also going to add actual social media features like comments, and shares. because I think they will be extremely beneficial, and it will definitely help get fans even closer to artists and vice versa. And I also really like the fact that they are trying to combine more like visuals content with just audio, especially on the home feed right now. You can not only look at the album covers or a playlist cover to basically judge if you want to listen to it or not, but they are also going to integrate previews, which I think is really cool, because then you can not only listen to a preview of the album or playlist before actually listening to it, but you can actually visually see what that's about, and I think that's pretty cool. The third major update is campaign tools, which is Marquee, Showcase, and Discovery Mode. And this is what Spotify says about the Discovery Mode. With Discovery Mode, artists and their teams can identify priority songs, and Spotify will add a signal to the algorithms that shape personalized listening sessions, helping to increase the likelihood that the song is recommended to listeners on radio and autoplay. Basically, Spotify is going to push your music on radio and autoplay. We've been testing it with a bunch of artists, and I honestly agree that the results are really, really good. And if you have access to Discovery Mode, I would suggest giving it a try. Now, Marquee is not that new because teams and artists have been using it for at least a year now. And what this is a full screen sponsored recommendation of a new release to listeners across Spotify Free and Premium. What Spotify says is that on average, Marquee delivers 10 times more Spotify listeners for every dollar spent on similar social ads. But I actually want to dig a bit deeper on the actual study they made. First of all, this study was for artists ranging from 300,000 monthly listeners to 16 million monthly listeners. So this is something that cannot be applied to smaller artists, since you can only retarget past listeners with Marquee. I also think that making such a bold claim with a study that consists of just 10 campaigns for artists in the top 1% is not that statistically relevant, in my humble opinion, but it's also not easy to compare social media ads to Marquee, because while the Marquee is a very straightforward ad buying process and experience, social media ads are not. And if you compare the Marquee with a social media ad campaign that consists of just a static image with a boring call to action, of course it won't perform well. But we've seen social media ad campaigns going from 60 cents to 5 cents per click after working on the creative and ad copy. Here's a study from yours truly. An artist that we've worked with used a Marquee campaign to promote his release, and we also launched an Instagram conversion ad campaign via our platform, Smart Noise. The Marquee cost $2 per click, and you can see it converted 300 listeners and 2.75 streams per listener, which is not bad, but at the same time, it's not that exciting, to be completely honest with you. Because if we look at the ad campaign, we can see that the average cost per conversion, which is not just the cost per click on the ad, but it's the cost per click on the Spotify link inside the landing page between the ad and Spotify itself. And the Marquee campaign was only targeting the US, so this campaign wasn't just for the US. But if we look at the cost per click on the ad just from the US, we can see that it's 23 cents. And since the average conversion rate on the landing page was about 50 to 60%, the actual cost per conversion just from the US will be anywhere between 40 and 50 cents. And so if we are talking about how much it costs to send people from the ad to Spotify and actually listening to the track, the Marquee cost $2 per click in the United States, and this campaign cost about, let's say, 50% per click to Spotify. So this is just one example that shows you that for some artists and on some campaigns, yes, the Marquee, maybe it can perform better, especially when an artist has such a huge audience. But honestly, for most artists, for now, from my point of view, from what I'm seeing, social media ads are still, if not more effective, but as effective as the marquee from Spotify. Now, I want to be clear, this is not a battle between marquee and social media ads. I think if you have the audience size necessary to make the marquee effective by any means, I think you should definitely try it. But what I'm trying to say is that I wouldn't necessarily take their claim as an absolute truth, because as I just showed you, it's not always the case. All right, I hope this video was helpful, and I would be really curious to know which feature you're going to use the most. So you can leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And until the next one, take care.